I am the internet, and I like it when KSSU is on me.
Yes, she does. This is the Matt and Tex Show live on KSSU.com. We're here every Tuesday at 9 a.m.
No one else is.
Good morning, and no one else is here. Actually, there's two people here, but yeah, no other show at 9 a.m. because we do it good. Today on the show, this is our second episode of the semester. It's flying by. Anyways, today on the show we got...
I don't know, for some reason I felt like it was longer than that.
What? Feels longer?
Yeah.
Feels like we've been here longer this semester?
For some reason, yeah, but it is only the second week.
It is only the second Monday that we've been in school, which seems weird. Yeah.
Tuesday.
Yeah, whatever.
Tuesday's 9 a.m.
Tuesday, 9 a.m.
Today on the show, our TV shows are finally going to be returning. We're going to talk about the ones we look forward to, what they're going to be about, when they're coming out.
Spring isn't always the best year for television. Some shows go on a hiatus over the winter break, like one we're going to talk about.
I hate when they do that. They cut a season in half.
Ugh. Yeah. And some shows just begin in the spring. We'll talk about those. Fall's a bigger time for it. But honestly, fall sucked last year, right? Fall, we had a terrible, what was it, Sleepy Hollow? What was that? So that was what's called, Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah.
That one's somewhat popular still, but
I haven't
even touched it.
Checked it out. You still... I see commercials for Brooklyn Nine-Nine. You're still watching that?
It won a Golden Globe for Best New Comedy. That's how good it is. Still watch that. Really funny.
I thought I might have downloaded the pilot, but I haven't checked.
I think it was the first one was free on iTunes. You should have done it.
Has anything else survived?
I was just thinking of one. I can't think of it. Anyways, there's a couple that they're not doing well, but they're still around.
A lot of them fail all the time. Right?
I'm surprised. Dads, the Fox series with Seth MacFarlane, or the Seth Green.
Seth Green and
Seth MacFarlane is executive producer.
I forgot who the other guy was, but yeah,
I don't know their names.
But
Seth Green. I'm surprised that's still in the air.
It's still on.
It's still on.
I literally heard nothing about it. I thought it went for like one or two shows and then just went off the air.
I heard Pandora gave me a commercial like, "Hey, Fox, listen or watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Dads, and some other show, Sleepy Hollow or something."
I didn't know that, but I would think. I don't know. I had a thought.
You know what show is still going on though, and I don't know if they're on a break right now because I stopped watching completely. Revolution.
It is.
Revolution still going on.
I see things occasionally for it, and people, all on I go on Reddit and stuff and just read all about this stuff, and they call the fat guy who used to work at Google. Whenever they refer to him, they just refer to him as Google. Google did this.
Oh yeah.
Google finally shines.
The guy with the.
Yeah.
There's a flash drive or something.
Yeah, but I don't know. I stopped. I can't stand the main character. She was just so annoying. Charlie. She was just.
So the girl named Charlie.
Mm-hmm. So I stopped watching. Maybe I'll go back and recap it on Wikipedia just to read what happened. But other than that, I didn't get too into it. Interesting concept, but I don't know.
Anyway, so we're going to talk more about TV shows. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about what else you got?
Your vacation.
During the winter break, I went on vacation to the lovely state of Hawaii. We'll talk about a few things I did there. We're missing right now a conference, a symposium. I don't know what you want to call it. It's NIAC, N-I-A-C. It's NASA's NASA Innovative Advanced Concepts. So this is at Stanford, just down the road in the Bay Area, from today until the 6th.
Just down the road.
Neil deGrasse Tyson will be there. Some other NASA heads, Google executives will be there. Basically, what this is these are super far-fetched ideas that people are bringing to NASA. Not that they'll do them in the near future, but that they keep some sort of things in mind.
To get the ideas out there.
Exactly.
Because among all of these whack job ideas, like science fiction, just, flying cars and stuff like that, a lot of it's whack, but a lot of it can be rooted in real science and eventually come out as innovation. So hearing all of these ideas is a great thing, and to see that NASA's putting forth that effort to say, hey, bring us all these ideas, and we could be able to get something out of these, which they do often.
Right. It's these exciting ideas that bring more funding to NASA. Like, oh my God, can we terraform Mars? Yes, we can.
Absolutely, I think we can.
It'd be awesome. We'd have to start volcanoes.
I would, though, like to see just the extreme far-fetched ideas. I can't think of them.
I can't even.
But just people who are NASA are like, Let's get this guy off stage quickly. Let's get to the next guy.
Speaking of Neil deGrasse Tyson, speaking of new TV shows coming out, I don't know the date, and I have it in my phone. If I can look it up, and we'll talk about it in a bit. But Cosmos.
I've been seeing commercials for that.
I'm gonna put that on home. I'm gonna play the first song. We're gonna come back. We'll probably, I don't know where we're gonna start, but we'll talk about Cosmos in the near future because that is something I'm quite excited about. Next song I'm gonna play is, actually I haven't played a song all day. Phanograms is coming to.
So it is the next one.
Next and first of the day. Phanograms coming to Ace of Spades in Sacramento. They'll be here February 21st. I will be there as well. Their album actually drops, the new album, February 18th. Should be good. They have an EP that's out right now. That is quite pleasant. This song is not from that EP, but it's their second most recent EP called Phantogram. Blackout Days is the name of the song. We'll come back and talk about some nerdy stuff. Stay tuned for that. This song is called Blackout Days Phantogram. Enjoy. Matt and Tex Show, KSSU.com. Phantogram, that was Blackout Days. The new album comes out February 18th. Go see them at Ace of Spades. It's like $25 to see one of my favorite bands out right now. Last year, I'm sorry, don't listen to that. Last year, 2013, for months, my parents had planned a special event for the family. And for months I anticipated and waited. And finally in January...
Did you have any idea about before you knew what it might be, or what you hoped at least?
What do you mean, any idea? Like what we would plan on, what we would do?
Did they tell you, or did they just...
No. They told me before. Hawaii. We went. The idea was Hawaii. We actually had like an idea of like, hey, where do we want to go to vacation? What can we afford to do on vacation? All that sort of stuff. And it got narrowed down to Hawaii. We've been to Hawaii before. I was probably 5 or 6, so it doesn't really count because I have no idea. Parents had been before that as well, a couple of times. So we went back as a family, probably one of our last family vacations because everyone's becoming old. Not only my parents, but myself and my sister and brother were becoming adults with their own lives and jobs and stuff like that. So no time for that. But we had a lot of fun. We went out January 8th to the 18th, whole 10 days. First off, the weather, like it was never cold. Like it was the middle of winter here. It was never really like extremely hot. There were times when it was if you were sitting on the sun, but it was like you middle of the night you'd open up this. It was a beautiful room, by the way. It was like a nice, awesome suite.
Like sweet or sweet?
Sweet. What do you mean?
A suite as in a room, or sweet as in it was sweet, man?
It was sweet and a suite. S-U-I-T-E. Yeah. One of my favorite parts is the balcony. Like you walk into the hotel room. There'd be a nice living room there, and then the back windows to the balcony. The whole window section would collapse in, so you'd have like a 16, 20-foot wide window that you just walk right outside to the 7th floor balcony. But like in the middle of the night, you'd go out to the balcony, and you wouldn't be freezing cold. You would just be content with the temperature. It would rain occasionally. It rained a lot more there than it did here in California during that time.
It rained like twice.
Someone told me it rained like once when I was in Hawaii. But it rained it almost rained every night in Hawaii. It was kind of like a nightly thing. Like the clouds would just come in, rain.
But clear days? Clear days.
Most. Like one day we got rained in. We had a plan to go do something. We went out to the beach one morning. It started raining a bit, went in, rained heavy, cleared up. Later that day we went up to this blowhole that shot water out, and Dad saw. One of the coolest things I missed was we hiked down Tyler, my brother, executive producer Tyler doesn't really count, he doesn't know that role. My sister, we hiked down to this little blowhole area where waves crashed into the rocks, they created a hole, and then eventually water would spray through. I have this really cool video, I'll show you tonight. But we hiked down there. My dad and my mom didn't want to hike down, so they stayed up on top. During that, it kind of lightly rained through. In doing so, my dad saw a water spout. So it was right on the coast. The ocean was right there. When a twister makes land on the ocean, it's called a water spout.
I didn't know that.
So because of just some circulation in the air, there was a minor water spout that was just down the horizon. My dad has a little picture of it. But it's something I've always wanted to see my entire life, and I missed it. But I still saw a cool.
You didn't want to hike down there, you wouldn't have missed it.
I know. Anyways, we did a lot. We did 10 days. We didn't have like a set plan for every day. Once we were there, we would kind of figure out what we wanted to do. We did things like snorkeling. Of course, you do that. We did surfing. We did hikes. One of the cool things was instead of snorkeling, there's something called snuba, where
you wear the scuba gear and you just snorkel above the water.
No, it's similar idea. Instead of being just above the water, there's actually a hose that goes down 15 feet.
Oh.
And instead of having like a backpack with air cans on you, the air can is actually floating on a raft on the surface, and then there's a 15-foot hose going down with a breather.
So it's like it's for less experienced people to still
It's
that
someone
going
with
deeper.
it's someone with no scuba experience that allows them to go down that deep with compressed air. Without scuba or with scuba equipment, you're not supposed to if you're not like trained to do scuba, which makes sense. But snuba, you can be a first-time person.
Snuba, that's just.
So my
Did you
sister and I
equalize the pressure in your ears?
We had to do that every 2 feet. She told us to equalize pressure.
I've always tried. I can't do that.
See, one of the hard things was we went twice. My brother was sick the first time, like he had a cold and sinus. He couldn't do it, so we went back another time because it was so amazing. And we just snorkeled that time, free snorkeling. So I would have to dive down myself without a rebreather, and by diving down like 10, 15 feet, your ears would be super pressurized, and then I try and equalize, and it just wouldn't work. But when I was doing snuba, and I would go down into 2 feet increments, or I wouldn't even do it. She said 2 feet, but I probably did it like twice.
I'm bad. I'll do.
I just forgot. There's so much going on, and so I get like 5 feet down. I would equalize. I could do it fine. Felt better. Then I go about 10 feet, equalize, and I get to the bottom and equalize again. And once it's down, once you did it a couple of times, I was equalized for sure.
What'd you see down there? Like, is it regular like scuba? 'Cause you go not scuba, but snorkeling, but you go deeper.
Yeah, exactly. So where people are on the top and the coral was like 20, 30 feet down, I was just right above the coral. I even ran into a coral one time. The waves pushed me into it.
Did you get cut?
No, I pushed off, and she said no push because there was like a sea urchin.
How did she say that?
She didn't say no. She just waved. She did hand gestures. But no, it was cool. She grabbed some things off the floor that we could touch, like a weird starfish that was really, really bloated, some other like sea anemone that was moving, and then one time we saw a turtle that was sleeping in coral. We kind of swam over that, and then near that we saw an octopus, a small little octopus, like the head was about this size, like the size of my fist, and then the tentacles went about.
Like 2 3
foot and a half, 2 feet out, and so she grabbed it. And she was.
I could just see her. Oh, look at this! Got it.
She was picking it up, right, and then it was just inking everywhere. Black ink everywhere.
Did you feel the ink? Like
No, I didn't
put
feel
your
any
hand
ink.
through it to like.
No, I mean, it's just a cloudy. I don't think it had any texture to it. But she would hold it.
What were you wearing other than like the?
I had a wetsuit on.
So
we
did
had
you have gloves?
We had a short wetsuit on, no gloves. We had
so you
fins
can
and
feel
short,
everything.
yeah.
Nice.
But what was cool was like she had the octopus. Her hand was kind of cupped, and we'll say sideways. I don't know how to describe this to you. Her hand was cupped sideways, and the squid's beak, or not beak, it was the head. Just the head was kind of in the palm of her hand, and it was swimming away. So if you can kind of picture it doing this, swimming into the hand, and she was just kind of holding there as it trying to swim away, and doing so it would ink. Eventually it would calm down. She put it on my sister's hand, and it kind of wrapped around her. Once it got done, she put it on my hand and kind of wrapped around me.
Did you have like little suction cups?
And it was weird. Like it was like super soft on sometimes, and like the suction cups didn't feel like suction. It just felt like it was really, really stuck, like almost like a fine. Like they are like a little tiny hooks. It didn't hurt at all, but it just like, and it only chose to do like a couple suctions. Like it didn't suction the entire arm onto you. It just chose like the very tips, a couple suctions there, and so it was like flopping around. And then eventually she pulled it off.
That's cool.
And then there's sea turtles flying, swimming all around and stuff like that.
You ride one?
Did not ride one. They actually said you're not allowed to ride sea turtles.
They said that?
Yes, they said don't try and chase sea turtles, don't try and touch sea turtles, don't try and ride sea turtles. I guess there's an issue.
Octopus you could just grab and hold.
Grab any octopus you see. No, it was really cool. We got a bunch of cool pictures of that. On the way out to the locations that we went scuba diving, they weren't off the coast or anything. We had to actually boat out to them. On the way out there, we were whale watching because it's whale season, kind of in January to April in Hawaii or March. And so they're breaching, they're going up water, they're fighting, there's herds of them. I had my GoPro on a pole, stuck it underwater. as the whales would go under us, and I got amazing footage of that.
I've seen some of those pictures. They're pretty good.
Really, really cool. I mean, one of the first days we were there, one of the cool things to do, one things people recommend is you go to the top of the volcano. Haleakala is the name of the volcano that's on Maui. I didn't even mention we went to just Maui specifically in Hawaii, the second island in from the Big Island.
Is the Big Island called Hawaii?
The Big Island is called the island of Hawaii. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, the Haleakala, the volcano, we drove a van all the way up, got kind of car sick on the way up, didn't puke or anything. Got to the top. We had to wake up at 3 a.m, which wasn't bad because if our bodies were acclimated to California time, technically it was only 5 o'clock, so not terrible, not 3 a.m. But we had to wake up at 3 a.m, which is awful. We drove a van, took a couple hours to get up to the top of the volcano.
And when you do, because you said when you went snuba,
yep.
You obviously had someone there, but when you went up to the volcano, do you have to do this with guides, or can you just go? Like you said, you went to the.
You can do this. You can do this freely. It's a national park. You can go up anytime you want. But one of the cool things that this was about is we drove up in this van, not with just my family, a couple other people were in there as well. It was all right. They kind of slowed us down. But got to the top of the volcano. We watched. What's cool is the volcano is higher than the cloud base, so all the clouds are kind of below you. Also, we got there pitch dark, like all the stars above. I've never seen so many stars in my entire life. Took some pictures of those. But the whole thing is about watching the sunrise. So you'd see all the clouds there, and you'd kind of just see the sun slowly warm up the sky, and then eventually reach over the clouds. And actually, right when the sun reaches over, there's a national park guide, and she sings like these Hawaiian like chants. It was actually really cool. Like I didn't know it was happening, and all of a sudden I just hear chanting. It was like really like magical. Anyways, it's like singing about Haleakala, which means like house of the sun or something.
Did you touch the lava?
There's no lava on this volcano. This is an inactive volcano. No active volcano.
I was picturing lava streams.
Unfortunately, that would be cool.
That's why I said you could go by yourself there. That seems a little. So
dangerous. The Big Island of Hawaii actually has an active volcano where lava pours out, but I unfortunately didn't get to see that. There's no lava on Maui.
Not yet.
Though there are lava rocks.
What's a lava rock?
Just a rock that's black and all.
Oh, obsidian.
Porous-y. No, obsidian's a type of lava rock, but not. Obsidian's a rare lava rock. This one's just like a porous. Like if you pick it up, it's super light. Anyways, it's
geology knowledge.
Geology. Anyway, so you watch the sunrise and it's beautiful, and you've never seen the sun go above clouds before. It's kind of opposite. You see the sun go below the clouds. But no, it was really, really cool. And then after that, one of the best parts was the drive up is about 26 miles. Instead of driving back down in a van, they give you bicycles and you just ride down the volcano.
Oh, that's cool.
And so what they do is it's a public road, so people are driving near you, but what they do is they have the van that took us up, they put that behind us and kind of block traffic as we're just riding down the street. We'd occasionally pull over maybe every other mile to let traffic go through. But on the way down, like it's just a super steep volcano. You see the rest of Maui. Super cool pictures. And you never pedal once. It's always downhill. You're going about 20 miles an hour. Really, really cool.
Should have brought the tandem.
Should have brought the tandem. That wouldn't fit on the plane.
What'd you eat?
Hawaiian food. I mean, basically. Oh, excuse me.
See, because I'd be boring. I'd go to McDonald's.
They do have McDonald's. We kind of skipped everything that we could have in California.
I wouldn't, because I would just see if it's different somehow. Maybe.
I think the only thing different is McDonald's serves rice as well as fries, because rice is kind of a staple in Hawaii. But we try to avoid foods that we could eat here, like Hard Rock. There's a Hard Rock Cafe or something, or like a Joe's Crab and a Bubblegum Shrimp Company. We can have that here. Why would we want to do that?
You said you were going to eat Spam. Did you eat Spam?
I didn't have any Spam. No? I totally forgot. Did
you see it though? Because
it was a lot. Like if you looked, a lot of the restaurants we went to sometimes serve Spam in this meal. I never got a meal with Spam in it, and we went to the store a couple times, but I didn't actually go out and look for Spam. Haven't tried Spam, unfortunately.
I've been eating it all morning for some reason.
This morning?
Spam and egg sandwiches, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll have to try some.
It's pretty good, very salty. You probably won't like it.
Anyways, I don't know what else. Surfing was really cool.
Do you know how to surf? Or
No, we learned there.
you just fall off all the time?
Fell off a couple times. Board came back, hit me in the head.
How does it... Because I've always wondered, because, like, you're supposed to wax your boards. They're not
They wax them
slippery?
before. So one thing is they wax that part so that wax actually makes it not slippery.
Oh. That's weird.
Like if you feel it, if you were to feel like a waxy part and a not waxy part, like your hand sticks a lot more to the wax. Plus, we had shoes on, like these weird rubber shoes. One
Newbie shoes.
to stick, but also because we were going right over coral. So if we fell off, we would step onto coral, which was good and bad. With the way the shore went up, the waves would go constantly, kind of at the same height. So that was good for surfing, kind of just riding a wave for a long time. But it was bad because the water was probably around midway at my body. So if I fell off, I would fall off into coral, which I did hit my hip a little bit. Didn't hurt myself too much. What else did we do? I mean, the hotel was right on the beach. So anytime we wanted to go to the beach, we literally just left the hotel, walked past the pools.
Does anybody swim in the pools?
A lot of people were at the pools, actually.
That's
What was weird was the first day we were there, when we touched the water of the pools. Pools are freezing.
Eesh.
And then we went to the ocean. The ocean was much warmer. The ocean wasn't as warm as I would like it to be, but it was warm enough, like something we would just run into. Man, I talked a lot about this.
You sure did. Sounds great. And you got, what, you said you took 2,500 pictures?
When I got home and I looked at all my pictures, I didn't go through any of them really and delete any of them yet, but I went through and looked at every file. I was at 2,500 pictures. Some of those, like maybe 200, 300, 400 of those, were a couple time lapses I did. So we had this nice view of this, not Haleakala, but a nice steep mountain outside my hotel, and a lot of clouds would always gather up and build up there. And so I did a couple time lapses of the clouds building there. So minus 400 of those, but that's still 2,100 pictures. Yeah, and I still haven't gone through most of them. I'm trying to go through and choose my favorites to edit, and then post on my photo sites and Facebook and stuff like that. But I've yet to do that. And I got some videos I want to combine, because I did videos of when we rode down the bike down the volcano. Videos of underwater snorkeling, not only snorkeling, but with the whales and stuff like that. Yeah, we did a lot of stuff. Really cool. I got a lot. If Tex has any more questions or whatever, we'll talk about that. But we're going to continue on to the show. New from Manchester Orchestra, a band I love. Top Notch is the song. They have an album coming out pretty soon. Don't know when, though. Couldn't tell you that. This song is called Top Notch. Available on iTunes, available on Play Store. This is a single from their upcoming album. We'll come back. I think I'm going to play another song right after this. It's about the 9:30 mark because we got to do our Star Wars quiz. Man, we didn't even talk about Star Wars. We're doing a Star Wars quiz again, like we always do.
Always Star Wars.
Yeah, I'll play the song. We'll come back, play another song. Then we'll talk about TV a bit, and then we'll go to commercial. This is Top Notch Manchester Orchestra. Top Notch. No. I've still got to use this whole working on the tablet thing. Top Notch. That's new from Manchester Orchestra. Get that single on iTunes, Play Store, or anywhere else you buy music. Playing the next song right away. Young the Giant. Love the new album that's out. Mind Over Matter is the song. I'm sorry, Mind Over Matter is the album. I was going to play that song, but I decided not to. Their album is out right now. One of my favorites. The more I listen to it, the more I love it. This song is called Anagram. We'll come back, talk about television that's coming out or already out or already over. It's the Tex Show, KSSU.com. Anagram, Young the Giant. Their new album, Mind Over Matter, is out. Go buy it. One of my favorites out right now. Spring TV shows. You don't hear that. I mean, I guess this is a usual thing. I just kind of forget. Spring TV shows are quite good. And we have a bunch that are out, a bunch that are coming out, a bunch that are returning, a bunch that are already over.
Bunch that are not bunch, but one that's rebooted. We just talked about Cosmos.
Cosmos, I talked before at the beginning of the show. Cosmos is back. A Carl Sagan show back in the 80s that kind of sparked like questions of the universe, the birth of the universe, and everything in it.
And really brought all that, the science-y stuff, to a general audience.
Exactly.
Not too in-depth to lose them, but to gain their attention.
Right.
And they are trying to do the same thing again. It's going to air, episodes begin airing March 9th.
With Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Another guy that everybody loves.
He's probably one of the number one spokesmen around with like Michio Kaku for kind of astrophysics
really,
and astronomy.
Popularized it. Lots of people know it.
I don't know if you listen to his podcast, what is it? Starcast.
I don't know.
I know he has a podcast that's on iTunes for free, and I went to the DMV to renew my license, and I always had the podcast on my phone, but I never actually listened to it. And then for some reason I decided to listen to it, and I loved it. Like he talks about all these different things. People ask him questions on the phone, online. He has guest hosts on there that are often really, really funny, and they just talk about a bunch of stuff. So he has the voice for like podcast radio.
Yeah.
And so this is going to be a good show, and he can be really serious and really funny, and this is going to be a really serious show. I think kind of just describing the birth, the universe, everything in between. What are we almost similar? Probably to things like Through the Wormhole with Morgan Freeman, but probably more scientific. It's a Fox series. It's a Fox National Geographic series. We'll see kind of where it goes. Tex looked up the show. I'm not sure if he sees anything insightful that I've missed.
No, it did not about like what they're going to do, just about how production came along.
I mean, I've seen if you watch the trailers, you see these amazing CG of like mini DNA forming, stars being born, people's eyeballs turning into supernova. So who knows? It looks beautiful. It's got Neil deGrasse Tyson. It's about science, physics, astronomy, astrophysics, all this sort of stuff. It's going to be a good show. Seth MacFarlane, executive producer, more of a money maker for the series. Who knows what sort of creative stuff he has going on there? But he's a big nerd. He's actually really funny. And if you watch Family Guy, there's a lot of hidden things for like Star Wars and stuff like that as well. But also some things that are beyond me as far as like some people he talks about. So I think he's Tex said the first thing I think of is from Seth MacFarlane is comedy. But watching his comedy with the Family Guy, with all the references that he makes, I think he's just very eclectic. Like he goes through different, like he has musicals all the time. Like that's not something you see through most comedies. He goes back to like these old vaudeville skits, and I think he has a broader sense of comedy.
He's got a very serious side too that he can tie to comedy, and he's helping make this show happen, and we're definitely going to check that out and let you know how it is.
Yep.
March 9th once it comes out.
March 9th.
I don't know what day that is, but we'll talk about it.
I think it's probably, I don't know. It's on my phone.
Let's see.
It's probably a Sunday. Actually, it is a Sunday.
Okay, so we'll talk about it the next
Animation Domination, all the cartoons, I think, end around that time, and to fill that spot, Cosmos comes in for the summer.
Definitely
what else we got, Tex? What other shows?
New shows coming out. Matt, you said you have watched House of Cards, right?
House of Cards, I watched it. It's one season or two.
It's just one right now.
I'm going to go ahead and watch it again because of the new season. Mm-hmm. I remember everything that happened, but it's nice to kind of keep that
refresh your memory,
especially with
get all
another
those
show.
Details. Yes, Kevin Spacey does an amazing job.
He's so villainous, but lovable, and like I want him to succeed but lose, and then it's like, wow, this is really good. February 14th, yeah.
One conversation we can have, and not at this time because we need to speed it up a little bit, but I mentioned that I think Frank Underwood, who's the character he plays, a corrupt congressman,
I don't get it,
is kind of a modern day Tywin Lannister from Game of Thrones. I think you can seriously tie them together. Matt disagrees, but we don't have the time to go into that character
building.
And
we can next week because it's going to be closer to the series, or once the series is going. Are they going to do again like they did? Like I guess that's just a Netflix thing. They're going to just release all episodes at once.
Yes, they do.
And you watch it.
Valentine's Day, they're going
Valentine's. There's an N, not an M.
Oh, in there. Okay, Valentine's Day. I'll come out and I will, for the sake of the show, we'll marathon it all.
Thanks, Tex. I appreciate
and give you a route when it comes through. But
I can't do that.
This show was. I can do. I don't know if I can do.
I think it took me like a week and a half to watch the first series.
Yeah, well, you.
I don't have as much free time as you.
That's true.
Sorry,
but the show is amazing. It's, but like I said, a corrupt congressman, and it's not politics in the sense that you have to pay attention and know politics to go. It's
interesting if you have that background.
Yes,
because a lot of it is sort of
they talk about that. He's like he's the majority whip for the House. If you don't know what that means, that doesn't really matter. He just keeps people in line. But they do throw those terms out there that have no effect on a person who doesn't know any of those things to watch this show, and this show's gotten. I'm pretty sure it's received awards, and
at least it's got nominated, which is kind of groundbreaking. A series that's on only exclusive through a web series or a web service subscription, being nominated for like a Oscar or Golden Globe or something like that. It's a big stepping stone. I think we'll see a lot from stuff like that. More
So
often.
definitely looking forward to House of Cards.
February 14th, Valentine's Day.
Yes,
Valentine's
Day.
Day.
Okay.
Yep.
The Walking Dead is going to pick up after its
Sunday.
mid-season hiatus. This Sunday, they've just left the prison after the governor.
Spoilers.
Yeah,
if you
spoilers right
missed
there.
last season.
Because the prison was destroyed, they left. This next episode is going to be titled Alive. I've seen like some previews where it just kind of shows them walking around.
Yeah.
So definitely gonna watch that. Gonna record it. Gonna watch it. My whole family is into that one. Game of Thrones is a little later, but we've already seen a preview for it. And
Before the end of the semester. Yeah, May. Is it May?
yes, no, it's April 6th.
March, April. So before the semester ends. Great.
Yes.
I got finals coming
It
up.
was gonna be like March 31st, but they moved it to April 6th. So fine, we'll definitely have that. And we're gonna we'll definitely talk about Game of
We're
Thrones.
going to talk about the more it gets there. Tex already knows everything. He's read
I did.
the books on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
And so he kind of knows. I think I heard someone was talking about it in the break room at Best Buy, what's going to happen. I don't really want to. I don't think it ruined my experience of Red Wedding or my kind of surprise of Red Wedding.
Yeah.
Because as soon as it happens, like, okay, I've read this before. It's still intense, but I don't know if I was as heartbroken as everyone else on YouTube.
Exactly. Yeah.
The
No.
reaction videos.
I knew it was coming too, and I finally got my parents into this, and I sat there and just looking at them, not the TV,
Yeah.
to see their reactions. My mom can see everything coming from a mile away, though. She's really good like that. But so Game of Thrones comes back. If you've seen the trailer, this isn't a spoiler. It shows Tyrion in handcuffs, and my mom keeps begging me, just tell me why. Tell me why he's in handcuffs. What did he do? And I say, I want to just tell her, but it is too big of a spoiler to give away why Tyrion's in handcuffs. It's great.
Joffrey.
It's
No.
okay.
Don't do it.
So and another show that was for me at least flew under the radar for a long time. Then I heard like a radio segment about it, and Sherlock turned out to be an amazing series. And I always kind of when it comes to BBC because I just don't get British TV.
I like a lot of it, but I don't like it. Like Doctor Who, I haven't got into.
I'm a little bit into it. Like I know a lot of the
Because your
lore,
sister loves it.
My sister is a Hulock. She admits that.
Don't say that.
That's what she calls herself. Oh, but that's sort of something that upset me a little. It's nothing, but when I told her, like, I like Game of Thrones and stuff, she's like, oh, you're a Hulock too? You like Sherlock and Doctor Who? And I'm like, okay, they have names for it. And she texted me one day, and she says, is there any specific name that Game of Thrones fans have? And I'm like, yeah, Game of Thrones fans.
Yeah,
we don't
we're
need
not-
no
we're
fancy
not-
name.
Yeah, we're not Bieber fans.
Believers.
Believers. Anyways, yeah, that show's is quite good. It's quite good. Like it's
Absolutely.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
He's been doing a lot lately.
He's been doing a lot of stuff.
He's going to be on Sesame Street.
Is he?
I heard he was going to be on Sesame
And
Street.
then the guy from The Hobbit himself. I don't know the actor's name.
Martin Freeman?
Martin Freeman.
Yes.
That sounds right. They've been doing this is their third series. They call them series in the UK, so we'll call them series here. Also known by seasons. But they do it strange. They're an hour and a half series or shows.
Episodes.
And they only last like 3 episodes per series. I'm going to talk about this a little more probably next week, just because we have no time. But they put in like 3 episodes a series, and so it's kind of over as soon as it begins.
Yeah, it
which
goes
is bad.
by really quick.
I don't like it.
I've seen all 3 of them. Matt's seen
I've
the
only
first
seen
one. And if you haven't, we need to wrap it up here real quickly. But the second season, at the end, spoiler alert for anyone who doesn't want to know, Sherlock dies. He jumps off the roof. But at the very end of that episode, it shows him alive. So everyone's like, how did he do it? How did he do it? And the producers and stuff said there were clues in there of how he did it, but nobody's caught them yet. And so finally, at the very beginning of the show, they show how he did it. They showed how he fell down and how he saved himself. But then they rip it away from you by revealing it's someone's theory. Someone in the show's theory about
And throughout the episode, they go through and they give a couple other theories, and towards the end, Sherlock gives another theory to someone else. Do we believe that one? Do we believe anything we've seen? Is it is it maybe a little bit of all this, or is it never been?
They
revealed
just
yet?
teased us.
Yes,
One ridiculous theory that they threw out there, and it was a fan theory that just never mind. It was all fake. Anywho, it was great. Sherlock.
Check it out. You can probably find it on demand. I think it's on Hulu as well. Great show. I think it's on PBS Masterpiece Theater, which is kind of the affiliate or creator of the series. If you have BBC One, if you somehow subscribe to BBC One on their website and you have a UK pass, Watch it. It's one of my favorite shows. I think it's almost better as far as the relationship and the idea of Sherlock than Robert Downey Jr.'s Sherlock.
Yeah, I love those movies too.
Those are great.
But yeah, I agree.
I just love the character of Sherlock and Watson.
There are 3 Sherlock things out right now.
And there's the one, the new modern one with Lucy Liu as Dr. Watson and still the English Sherlock. Yeah, it's
Right.
That is cool. There are 3 Sherlocks out. Anyways, we're gonna go to commercial break, come back to our Star Wars quiz, and then end it. Wow, we have 12 minutes. All right, let's do this. Stay tuned. Texas in the lead by 1 point. I'll bring it back. Don't worry about it. John Williams and the London Symphony Orchestra.
Running short on time here, so we're going to go right into this quiz. I went first last time. Matt, it's your turn to go first.
All right, Tex. This question is from episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Attack of the Clones, yep. What special ability, and I'll describe what the species is, what special ability do Clawdites have? And I'm only going to tell you, Clawdites were revealed in the very, very beginning of, maybe it wasn't the beginning. When Padme is at risk, and there's a weird centipede, someone gives that centipede into Padme's building.
Oh.
And that's whoever did that was a Clawdite. What are Clawdites' special ability? A, they have they are shapeshifters. B, they can change their body.
Can't read your writing?
Nope. They can change their body mass. I'm sorry. They can change their body mass. C, they can fly. Or D, they are telekinetic.
Shapeshifters.
Correct.
I thought you meant the creature that they use.
Not the centipede itself,
the assassin.
But the person the assassin. Yeah.
Okay, so I got the first one.
At the end, they change from like a weird alien to weird Asian lady alien to a weird, ugly, weird guy.
That creeped me out. All right.
Yeah, that was very strange.
Episode 4. Where did Owen Lars tell Luke Skywalker he went at R2-D2 and C-3PO to be working on the condensers in the morning? A, the North Ridge. B, the West Ridge. C, the South Ridge. Or D, the East Ridge. See, this is the hard one. He said this.
I feel like it is north.
Is that what you're going with? A?
Yeah.
That's wrong.
Dang it.
That's what I thought too. It apparently was the South. All right, next question.
Episode 2 as well. Once again, what prominent features do male Kaminoans? Kaminoans.
The guy who made the clones.
What prominent features do male Kaminoans have that female Kaminoans don't? And so I googled image search both Kaminoans, and you know what they are, right? They're really tall, long necked, right?
Yeah, they live on the water.
Bald Asian. I'm sorry, bald alien. I was back to the shape-shifting woman.
So males have this, females don't.
A dewlap, and you can either use that as reference because all the other ones are known. B, a head fin. C, gills. D, a tail. So can you eliminate those last 3 and choose a dewlap, or can you say dewlap is nothing, cross that off and choose? So I'm gonna let you choose. Fin. Correct.
Yes. Okay, I vaguely picture that. Okay, so good.
I didn't remember a fin. I knew they had this weird like dangling thing, but they both have that.
All right, this one is from episode 2 as well. Where did Anakin Skywalker receive instructions to protect Senator Amidala on her journey to Naboo? So where was he when he received these instructions? A, the Jedi Council chamber. B, the Jedi Temple training veranda. C, Chancellor Palpatine's office. Or D, Senator Amidala's apartment.
Ooh, question again.
Okay, where did Anakin Skywalker receive instructions to protect Senator Amidala on her journey to Naboo?
Where was Anakin? Why am I thinking what was it, the promenade? Or the
training veranda. The Jedi Temple training veranda.
I'm thinking the training veranda.
That's the answer?
Yeah.
No.
Whenever you say that's your answer, I feel bad.
Yeah, I shouldn't do that, I guess. He was in the council chambers. I know, because that
wasn't it right afterwards where Obi-Wan was like, hey, he was all mad or something?
I think so.
I don't know.
Yeah. Right.
I pictured that area. Anyways, last question for Tex. This one's from episode 4, A New Hope.
Mm-hmm.
What species possesses long, thin fingers with suction cups at the tips? So you may know the species, may not. If you need help with these, I'll kind of describe what they are. A, Rhodians. And Rhodians is the Greedo species.
Okay.
B, Duros. Duros were in the bar. They were the guy that got the arm sliced off. That is a species.
Who had a hollow arm? I always noticed that the arm was hollow.
Yeah, and it bled, which is weird, which never bleeds. C, Absians, which I can't describe. We're going to just rule that out. I Google it, doesn't exist. It's a cat.
It's a cat.
But I didn't see any.
Oh,
or
is it the
D
cat they fight in
Jawas.
episode 2?
Or D Jawas. It's a really small cat. I Google it. It's actually the name of a human, not an Earth species cat.
Humanoid. Okay.
So A. Rhodians, B. Duros, or D. Jawas.
I'm gonna guess B.
Nah, no.
What was it?
Rhodians.
A.
Yeah. So Greedo had suction
I
cup
don't
fingers.
I remember him having fat, weird fingers, but not such good. Okay, so I got that one wrong. All right, Matt, your last question's from episode 1. According to Obi-Wan, how did Anakin's midichlorian count compare to Master Yoda's?
Oh,
A
yeah.
was the same, B was higher, C was lower, or D, no one knows what Yoda's midichlorian count is?
I think it was higher.
B?
Higher than Master Yoda's.
All right, that's correct.
Yes. Oh, yeah. All right.
All right, so Matt got 1, I got 2, and that changes this to... Matt has 3 out of 6, and I have 5 out of 6.
3. I only have 3 out of 6. Did I miss the first 2?
Yeah, you missed the first 2.
Oh my god.
I thought you were bringing it
I'll
back.
never win. I got this. I'm planning on watching the first 3 pretty soon. So I'll have an
Star
advantage.
Wars-a-thon should be coming up soon, right?
May is May the 4th be with you, yeah?
All right.
Anyways, that's our show. Thanks for listening. It's been fun. I'll leave you with Sparky to play us out. Listen to us next week, same time, same place, Tuesday 9 a.m. here at KSSU.com. Download the TuneIn Radio app and search KSSU and save it to your favorites. Go to the Facebook page, facebook.com/Matt and Tex.
Or twitter.com/MattTex.
And I post new songs coming out, maybe new topics for the show, pictures, and the live recordings. If you ever miss a show, go back. Live recordings page. There are YouTube videos of our audio for you to listen to for hours. I haven't counted all the time that we've recorded so far, but it's within the 15-hour range.
Really?
No. I'm assuming we do about 30 minutes of talking each episode, and I've recorded a good amount of shows. So
at least 2 hours.
even if I've done 30, if I've recorded 30 episodes, right? It's because we do each semester is about 15 weeks. And so we probably miss maybe 2 episodes a semester, so we're down to 14, 13 episodes. So double that for 2 or... We got quite a bit of hours. I'll do the math and I'll tell you. Anyways, we'll leave you to Sparky. Enjoy this. Come back next week. Listen to other DJs here. Anyways, we'll see you next week. Thanks for listening. This is the Matt and Tex Show live on KSSU.com.